quick.
Almost on first.
Check this out. Okay, just gonna check this out.
So, you're loud.
Come.
I'm almost on first.
Just check this out. Okay, I hear the sound. Okay. See this? Turn this down. Okay. Shalom. Yah Bashim Yahshua Rakatah to the brother. Yah Shema Atham Bashim Yahshua to the sisters. Clap it up for the Lord. Clap it up for the brotherhood and sisterhood. I'm priest and officer of Barakazah out of Yonkers, New York. This is the Isupk. Started off at 1 West 125th Street under Commander General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They are the chosen people of the Bible. They are the chosen people of the Bible. Let me say that again. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the chosen people of the Bible. That's who we are. But we don't know who we are because our oppressor done ripped our, you know what I'm saying, our ethnicity away from us. Done beat it out of us. Done raped it out of us. Now we're walking around, you know what I'm saying, walking around Yonkers. You know what I'm saying? Walking around Harlem, walking around the Bronx, walking around Brooklyn, walking around Detroit, walking around Chicago, LA, Arizona, and we don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. And we follow behind this oppressor. We follow behind the man who done ripped everything away from us, who done lied to us. But since 1969, Isupk had tried to bring, you know what I'm saying, some type of therapy back to our people. Some type of to know who we are, according to the Lord's statutes, commandments, according to the, you know what I'm saying, this Holy Bible. According to that. Because, you know what I'm saying, because this oppressor have done lied to us. Had to lie to us. He put himself in this Bible. Do you see yourself in this Bible, blacks? Do you see yourself in this Bible, Hispanics, Native American Indians? What nation are you in this Bible? What nation are you? Salaki, sir, if I may, how many nations in this Bible? 18? 18 nations. There's 18 nations in this Bible. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we are the true believers, you know that. We out Pope, the Pope, out Muhammad and Muhammad. We're the true believers. But what nation are you? Mexicans? Puerto Ricans? Dominicans? You know what I'm saying? Nicaragua? What nation are you? Brazilians? What nation are you according to the Bible? According to the Bible that you believe in? But this is our Isupk. And this is what we've been teaching our people. We've been teaching the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They are the chosen people of this Bible. And we're going to start off with our first scripture. We're going to get Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter, chapter 6, verse 13.
What is it?
Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 6, verse 13. Let me get there. I'll open up with this scripture right here.
Second Ezra's?
No, Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes,
Okay.
Yeah, come.
6 and 13, here we go. So we're going to open up with this because blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you know what I'm saying, even last week, and I always talk about this, we do not know how to be a sister, nor a father, nor a mother, because we've been looking at a murderer, and we get examples from that. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we done took on the culture of our oppressor. And we never had no time enough to heal. We have not had no time enough to heal. Barbara Shaw, you got that? Keep reading that, please.
Ecclesiasticus 6:13. Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends.
All right. Start from the top, slow. From the top, Barbara Shaw, and read the
Ecclesiasticus 6:13.
Mm-hmm.
Separate thyself from
Separate
thyself.
Blacks need to do what?
Separate thyself.
Hispanics need to do what?
Separate thyself.
Native American Indians need to do what?
Separate thyself.
We need to separate ourselves. We need to separate ourselves. Read on.
From thine enemies.
From what?
Thine enemies.
Say that again.
From thine enemies.
We need to separate. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to separate ourselves from our enemies.
Right.
Based on it, and I like to say this. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Based on the history of this country, based on the history of our oppressor. Yes, sir.
No, just I'm driving. I'm making me a cup. You want one? Come.
Okay. So Ava.
Huh?
Ava.
No, I was talking about coffee.
Oh, loud.
Come, I'm making me a small cup. You good?
Right, sir. So based on the history of this country, based on the history of the rape, rob, and murder, and based on the history of they done steal our identity.
Right.
They done ripped it from you. We wearing our slave names.
Right.
Who is our enemy then? It says, separate thyself from thy enemies.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to separate ourselves from our enemy. We know who the enemy is.
Right.
We know who the enemy is. But guess what? Guess how this oppressor is such a deceiver, such a devil. Because devil only means deceiver. Because we know this oppressor had deceived the world to prop himself up as the chosen people. To prop himself up. Prop himself up as, you know what I'm saying, the most strongest man on earth, who is Jesus Christ, which, you know what I'm saying, which in Hebrew is Yahushua. He set himself up that. Who told you Jesus looked like that? Who told blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians said Jesus looked like this? Who told you these are the chosen people? The chosen people look like this. Who told you that? Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians? Our enemies. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 13 say we need to separate thyself from our enemies, because we have enemies out there. Now we're walking around, learning helplessness. We've been beaten down so much. We've been kicked in the teeth so much. We've been killed so much by this oppressor. We normalize the helplessness. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, this is the, well, you know what? I'm going to say it like this. And this is what the oppressor said. Niggers, spicks, and wetbacks, and redskins.
Right.
That's who we are in their eyes. This oppressor, that's who we are in their eyes. We've been beat down too much. We've been beat down so long that we learn helplessness. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we learn helplessness. Because we've been beat down. How are we going to fight back? How are we going to do this? Now, you know what I'm saying? Now what we're saying in 2022, and we were saying it back then. We were saying it back during slavery. Massa, I'm sorry that you hurt your hand on my face. I'm sorry about that, Massa. I'm sorry that you hurt your, you know what I'm saying, you hurt your heel on my back. I apologize about that, Massa. That's what we do. We learn helplessness. We normalize helplessness. You go outside in your community, we normalize that. The drug addiction, the whoremonger, the whores, the drugs, the guns, the killing, we normalize this. We normalize how to be helpless. That's what we did, based on the history of this country. Because you know why? Because it says right here in the scripture, in Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 13. It says, blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians. I'm talking about the Bible now.
Right.
Because the Bible is only written to one nation of people. One nation of people. One nation. That's it. Nobody. This Bible is not written to everybody. Not at all. And we learn helplessness. We're apologizing because we got kicked in the teeth. We're apologizing because, you know what I'm saying, our oppressor put drugs in our community and we normalize that. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, look around. Walk outside and look. Just sit back and look and watch. Look how we acting. We acting like our oppressor. Our oppressor is a beast. That's what we follow. That's our example of how to act. And we follow behind. We follow behind. Because we never separate. We never had time enough to, you know what I'm saying, to get over this trauma, being traumatized by this oppressor.
Right.
The scriptures say, separate thyself from thy enemy. And guess what the enemy did? The enemy said, no, you ain't going to separate. We're going to rape you more. We're going to kill you more. We're going to steal from you more. We're going to lie to you more. And guess what? We normalized it. They've been lying to us so long that the lie became a truth. The lie became a truth. Right. But guess what? We're still walking around here in 2022. You know what I'm saying? With white Jesus. Everybody's white in the Bible. Everybody's white in the Bible.
Right.
Everybody. Yes, sir.
Even the Africans.
Even the Africans is white in the Bible. Everybody's white in the Bible. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me.
Charleston Heston.
Charleston Heston right there. And they think it stopped right there. Because it's in your mind. When you think about the Bible, in your head, Europeans pop up. Europeans pop up in your head. Europeans pop up in your head. Right. That's how far we've been destroyed. We got to the point that we've been destroyed so much that color doesn't matter.
Right.
We start saying that, oh, Jesus ain't got no color. I heard this.
Jesus is a spirit.
Jesus is a spirit.
Right.
So how the hell did he get crucified?
Jesus doesn't have a color. I don't understand.
Not only did they say he's a spirit, he was born from a virgin birth. I guess a spirit was born. You see how traumatized that sound?
How can a spirit be born?
Yes, sir. Come.
I don't like your whole premise. Come.
Because it goes constant dissonance. You know what I'm saying? It's a post-traumatic slave syndrome. It's what is the one that's somebody been kidnapped? Stockholm syndrome.
Right. We
have all those traumas, and we never separate thyself from thy enemy, because how the enemy became the savior. The enemy became the savior in our minds. In our minds. It says, separate from thyself from thy enemy and take heed of thy friend. Now, who is your friend, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? Who's your friend? Based on the history of this country, what the so-called, you know what I'm saying, European have did, the so-called, you know what I'm saying, our oppressor did to us, because we're still rocking his names. We're still doing that. We're still following suit. Everything what he said to do, we doing. So who's your friend? Huh? I guess, you know what I'm saying, I guess so-called black people was oppressing the Mexicans. I guess that's what we was doing, right? Black people was oppressing the Mexicans. Black people was oppressing the Native American Indians. We had been doing that. I guess, you know what I'm saying, I guess the so-called Hispanics was oppressing the blacks. They had to go down that way. I guess the so-called, you know what I'm saying, the so-called Hispanics was oppressing the so-called Native American Indians. I guess right. they was oppressing them. They must have been oppressing them. I got the so-called, you know what I'm saying, Native American Indians was oppressing the blacks. You know what I'm saying? That it was the Indians' fault. It was the Native American Indians' fault, the reason why, you know what I'm saying, we couldn't vote. It was the reason why that, you know what I'm saying, it was the Native American Indians are the reason why that we would been getting lynched. It have to have been their fault. Or if it wasn't them, who was it? Who was it? based on the history of this country, who was doing the rape, the rob, and the murder? The lion, our oppressor. We see him every day. We see him every day. And it says right here, separate thyself, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, from thy enemy, our oppressor. The people who came to this country and destroyed everything. That's the enemy. And take heed of thy friend. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. The only friends we have is blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
Right.
From here and abroad. Those are the only friends we have. You go outside, who do you see? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians walking around like zombies. And we normalize that behavior.
Right.
The people that we, you know what I'm saying? The people that be getting shot. Who's getting shot? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Because we're looking at our oppressor. We learned that from our oppressor. We learned it from him. And now we took on the traits of our oppressor. Now we don't know. We got a rapist is teaching us how to do brotherhood. Only place that you could learn brotherhood is in these Bible, find the law, statutes, and commandments. This Bible is our constitution. This Bible is our moral compass. That's what it. But we want to follow. We want to do what our oppressor do. We want to do what our enemy doing. We want to do that. And get killed and normalize being killed. Normalize being on drugs. Normalize being the whore of the world. That's why we need to separate ourselves from our enemy and take heed to our friend. Because we ain't had no time enough to come together, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. We ain't have time enough. We ain't have time enough for that. We ain't had no time, no time to heal. We ain't have no time to get over this trauma. And every time when we thought we got over this trauma, boom, they come and kill us some more. They come and kill us some more. That's what they do. But you know what I'm saying? According to the Bible, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are a beautiful people.
Right.
God's chosen people. I know you don't want it. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you ain't never heard of that because we've been beat down. We don't really see it. You don't really see it. Right. But Salaki, I don't want.
I'm good.
If I may, let me get off 1 John. Salaki. Oh man, Salaki on that.
1 John.
Yeah.
5 and Salaki. I just was half out of it.
Oh no, it's alright.
Yeah, sorry. I better hear this. 5 and what?
Oh, give me a second.
Take your time. I'll just go to what's going on.
See here. One second. Yeah, let me get on 1 John chapter 5, verse. Let me get 5 and 3. Let me get that.
5 and
3. 5 and 3. Let me get 5 and 3. Let me get that right there. I'm gonna go back.
I can call you, good.
All right.
All right, when you're ready.
So that's what we've been doing, Salaki. So that's what has been going on, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We never took, you know what I'm saying? We never had time enough to heal. Now, right now, you know what I'm saying? Right now, you know what I'm saying? But with that, we never had time enough to heal. You go outside, you see nothing but drugs and hate and filth and garbage. And we normalized that behavior. We normalized it. And we learned love. We learned love according to our oppressor, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We learned love according to our oppressor. That's what we did. Sure, if you have that, read it, please.
Is Salakia. 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of the power, that we keep his commandments.
Say that again.
For this is the love of the power, that we keep his commandments.
Now we say, you know what I'm saying, we use love, and all types of love, and we follow behind our oppressor, and love can be anything, but according to the Bible. According, you know what I'm saying? According to our Constitution, Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, according to that, this is how you love the Most High, read.
And his commandments are not grievous.
All right, start from the top, Baba Shaw.
For this is the love of the power, that we keep his commandments.
That we do what?
Keep his commandments.
No, his commandments is done away with, like the Christian church says.
And keep his commandments.
No, his commandments is done away, like the Catholic Church says, sir.
Keep his commandments.
No, his commandments is done away, like the neighborhood pastor says.
Keep his commandments.
Read on.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Wait, hold up. No, his commandments is hard to do.
His commandments is not grievous.
No, the Christian church said you can't do his commandments, it's hard.
His commandments is not grievous.
No, the Catholic Church had lied to you. You know what I'm saying? The Catholic Church had said to Hispanics that it is hard to do the commandments of God.
His commandments are not grievous.
Wait, hold on. Our neighborhood pastor told the Native American Indians that we cannot do the commandments because nobody can do the commandments. And his commandments is done away with. It's hard to do his commandment. What it says right there?
His commandments is not grievous.
His commandments is not hard to do. Grievous means it's not hard. It's not hard to do his commandments. It's not hard to do his commandments. Who told you that his commandments was hard? This is the love. This is love. Love is an action word. Love is an action word. You have to move. You have to move in the love of the Most High God, in his laws, statutes, and commandments. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, niggers and spicks, and wetback, and redskins, we have a moral compass. We don't have to follow our oppressor anymore. We are the chosen people of this Bible. We are. And if you look around, we need that moral compass. We need to come back to the Lord's statutes and commandments. And that's what Isupk have been teaching us since 1969. Been teaching who you are according to the Bible. Who you are according to the Bible, because we don't know who we are. We don't know at all who we are. We're wearing the clothing of other nations.
Right.
We got on other nations' clothing. We got on other nation philosophy.
Right.
We speak in another language. You speak in the other nation language. That's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. I always say this, sir. I never met a Dominican who speaks Dominican. I met a Dominican who speaks Spanish. I never met a Mexican who speaks Mexican. I met a Mexican who speaks Spanish.
Right.
I never, you know what I'm saying? I never met a Haitian who speaks Haitian. They speak French.
Right.
I never met a Brazilian who speaks Brazilian. They speak Portuguese. And I never met an African American who speaks African American. I met an African American, so-called African American, speak English.
American English.
American English on top of that. I guess we are related to the Queen of England.
Well, the Ukana.
You know? So this has been going on. But we've been learning love from our oppressor, from a rapist, from a murderer.
Right.
That's what we've been doing. Because, you know what I mean? Because we've been doing this so much that we don't know how to do nothing else.
Right.
But coming to the Isupk. Come to the Isupk. We teach you over. You gotta get all that nonsense out of your head. All that nonsense. And look, you know what I'm saying? Look at your people, at your people, not through the lens of your oppressor, but to look through a lens of a brother, of a sister. And so the Salaki, I don't want. That article, can you Read that little small article that I texted you, sir.
Con.
So that's what we're doing. That's what's going on. You know, in the Isupk, we teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native American England, Native American Indians. We are God's chosen people. We are. We are God's chosen people. That's who we are. So we're gonna go in. Now in Yonkers, we're gonna talk about Yonkers for a moment. We're gonna talk about Yonkers. Something that went down in Yonkers, well, you know what I'm saying, a few weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? A few weeks ago in Yonkers. You know what I mean? Because we look at every time we go around, you know what I'm saying? Every time we go out, you know what I'm saying? We oppressed, we've been beat down, you know what I'm saying? Everybody run over us. So we look towards things to try to get over our frustration. Because we don't know how. We're being sensitive. You know what I mean? We follow behind our oppressor, their philosophy. But this what happened in Yonkers. You have that, sir. That article that I sent you.
Con. Suspect still on the run after 5 shot in Yonkers, police say. Police are intensifying their investigations in the 2 shootings that injured 5 people in one night in Westchester County. The incidents began in Yonkers around 9:15 p.m. on Saturday, July 16th. That's when officers responded to the area of Pitkin Park on Locust Hill Avenue on a report of shots fired, said Sergeant Frank D. Demizio of the Yonkers Police Department. Upon arrival, officers located 2 victims with gunshot wounds. The victims were quickly transported to an area hospital. The first victim is an 18-year-old woman who was shot in her right elbow. Her condition is stable, Demizio said. Second victim, 18-year-old man, was shot in the right side of his chest, just below the collarbone. Damn. Doctors report that he may have punctured a lung. He is in critical but stable condition at this time. Later in the evening, just before 11 p.m.
Now, check in Slack here, sir. So right now, it was a shooting happening on Locust, over there by the park, down from 77. That's what you know what I mean. That's where the shooting happened. It was people out there, you know what I'm saying, was outside for like a funeral. You know, not a funeral, it was an old funeral. They're just remembering, you know what I'm saying,
memorial
block. Yeah.
Right.
So they remember, you know what I'm saying, from the block or whatever, something happened to them back in the days. Another, you know, senseless killing. Yes, sir.
I believe it's called the memorial service.
A little memorial service, but it was just that homeboy been he was dead for a couple years already.
Yeah, kind of. They do that all the time.
That's what they call a memorial service.
Yeah, memorial service.
Memorial service. So they're outside, you know what I'm saying, remembering the brothers, so on and so forth, because he also died from a senseless killing.
Yeah, kind.
Senseless.
Yeah, kind.
You know what I mean? Something, you know what I mean? So now, you know what I'm saying, after this shooting, you know what I'm saying, that happened on Locust, read on.
Later in the evening, just before 11 p.m., officers responded to the area of 43 School Street on an additional report of shots fired.
Additional report on 43 School Street. So y'all know where 43 School Street is at? Now, if you don't know, you know what I'm saying, right now, the first shooting happened on Locust. 43 School Street is about a 10-minute walk. About a 10-minute walk from each other, distance. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a mile. It's not really a mile. You know what I say? About
I can do a mile in 20, so
yeah.
That's about half a mile.
Yeah, about a half a mile. And it's right there. It's all in the neighborhood. All this stuff is in one neighborhood, but different branches, different type of branches, you know what I'm saying? Different so-called lines.
Yeah, of course.
That we put it, you know what I'm saying? That blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, you know. And this is a predominantly black and Hispanics and Native American neighborhood. Yeah, predominantly. I'm talking about.
You'll see one white person in the whole hood.
8%, you know, like 98%. You know,
so there's like 5-6 white people.
Yeah, give or take. You know what I mean? Give or take. But look what's going on here. We shooting each other.
Right.
We shooting each other. We don't.
Upon arrival, units located 3 victims with gunshot wounds. police said. The first victim is a 42-year-old man who was shot once in the back. Doctors found that the bullet passed through to his chest. He is in critical but stable condition at this time. Demizio said. The second victim is a 30-year-old woman who was shot once in her right arm. Doctors found that the bullet then struck her chest cavity and is now lodged in her left arm. She is also currently in critical but stable condition. The third victim is a 41-year-old man who was shot once in the back.
Once in the back. So now this is all in one night. All this stuff is happening one night within a 10-minute space in between, you know what I'm saying? 10-minute space in between the two shooting areas.
Oh, the space. Well, the time was 9:15 and 11.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the two areas where it was going on at.
Right.
So that means, you know what I mean? So, because they just do ballpark figures. So I'm telling you exactly what, you know what I'm saying, exactly where the shooting is going on. Two, you know what I'm saying, two proclaimed areas that we know, you know what I'm saying, that's popular. They're right down the hill, you know what I'm saying? School Street is right down the hill from Locust, and School Street is right down the hill from Locust, and Locust is right up the hill from School Street. And we have, you know what I'm saying, and we have violence going on in our neighborhoods, and we're getting used to this. We're getting used to our brothers and sisters getting shot. Violence is going on because we don't know who we are, because we follow behind our oppressor. That's what we do. We follow behind our oppressor. We don't serve yet. We have more on it.
Con. There's more. 40-year-old victim. Oh, yeah, the spleen. Doctors report that the bullet appeared to hit his spleen and colon. He is in stable condition at this time.
You don't have to, you finished with that. You're in stable condition at this time.
Yeah, Con.
And everything else after that, that's when cops give you the information, so on and so forth.
Yeah, Con.
All right. So right now, this is what's going on here. This actually is going on everywhere in the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians community. This is right here because we following other people's philosophy. We have on other people's clothing. Yeah, this is what we do. So you know what I'm saying. So we don't know how to reconcile our differences, our disagreements. You know what I'm saying? We want to play tough. Play tough for what? We are broke people. We are damaged people. We are oppressed people. That's who we are. That's who we are. And we don't know how to reconcile our differences. We do not know how to reconcile our differences. Because we don't do it. Because we're looking at our oppressor and looking at him, oh, this is how he saw a problem. So we're going to do this. Or, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't know. We're lashing out because we've been in this condition so long. But this is the time to come into the Isupk. This is time to realize you are God's chosen people, and God's chosen people do not do this to one another. We don't. Let me get in let me get in Ecclesiastes chapter 19, verse 17.
Ecclesiastes, right?
Yeah, okay. Matter of fact, go to Ecclesiastes verse 18.
19. Ecclesiastes 19.
Oh, sorry, no, not Ecclesiastes, sorry. Leviticus. I always get them mixed up. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. Sorry. Because this is what we do all the time. Because we don't know how to reconcile our differences. Give me a second so I can get there, sir.
John, do you think I'm there?
All right, go ahead, sir. We can't reconcile our differences at all.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High.
Oh, all right, start from the top, sir.
18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor...
Wait, say that again.
Thou shalt not avenge.
Thou shalt not avenge. So whatever this person who was going through, most likely is a black, Hispanic, Native American Indian, you know what I'm saying, was going through, it says right here, in, you know what I'm saying, in the Bible, in our Bible, we are God's chosen people. And this is protocol for God's chosen people. This is protocol for God's chosen people. Read. Thou shalt not avenge, because Salaki, sir. Avenge. So you want to go outside and kill your brother. You want to go outside and kill your sister, because the only brother and sister that we have under this oppression is blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Our oppressor taught us how to hate blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians. We learned that from them. That's their behavior. But we've been beat down so much, we don't have no avenue to go to reconcile those differences. To make sure that, you know what I'm saying, something like this won't happen. Any trespass will happen. We don't have the right to revenge, you know what I'm saying, against our own people. At all. We don't.
Nor bear any grudge against the children.
Nor do what?
Nor bear any grudge.
Nor bear any grudges. Nor bear any grudges. We can't avenge, nor bear any grudges. We aren't supposed to be doing that. We having, you know what I'm saying? We having grudges for like 5 years, 2 years, 6 years. And we've been beat down, so we don't know how to come to that brother and that man alone and iron out our differences. Iron out our differences. Because we don't know how, because we don't have people who's a mediator to make sure things like this don't happen. Because I'm going to let you know, Yonkers don't care about blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians at all. At all. They want the shooting. The shooting's been going on for a long time. The drugs is coming in. The guns is coming in. Ain't no blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indians own no gun manufacturing plant. How did it come into our community? And we've been beat down. We've been high. You know what I'm saying? We've been running amok. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no moral compass. Because, you know what I'm saying, by our oppressor, we learn this behavior from them. Now we're avenging. Now we're holding grudges. Because we don't know, we ain't have no avenue. We don't know how to reconcile these differences. You know what I'm saying? These trespasses against one another. We don't, sir.
John, nor bear any grudge against the children of our people, but
nor bear any grudges against the children of thy people. You know what I'm saying? Who's thy people? Our people, blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indian. We don't, sir.
John, shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Shall do what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Shall love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, I just told you what is the definition of love according to this Bible. If you love the Most High God, you will keep his commandments. This is his commandment right here. Blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indian. Did your pastor tell you this? Did your Christian church tell you this? Huh? Did they tell you this? Did your local, you know what I'm saying, preacher tell you this? No. They just want your money. That's what they do. They just want our money. Blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indians. We need to learn brotherhood. We need to learn sisterhood. We need to learn fatherhood and motherhood and all types of all you know what I mean? We need to learn how to respect each other. The reason why we don't respect each other, because we want to follow behind our oppressor. We look at, oh, my oppressor disrespect my father, I can disrespect my father. My oppressor, you know what I'm saying, disrespect my mother, I can disrespect my mother. My oppressor disrespect my brother, I can disrespect my brother. My oppressor disrespect my sister, I can disrespect my sister and sell her drugs. I could disrespect my sister and treat her like a whore. I could do that. Because I'm looking at my oppressor. I'm learning that from that. I'm learning that from him. And we're supposed to separate ourselves and get clean again and heed to a friend. And we use that word, you know what I'm saying? We use that word friend loosely, sir. We use it loosely. We don't know the definition of friend because we're looking at the rapist. And he's telling us the definition of a friend. Can you read that from the top, Papa Show?
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Against thy people, you know?
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
The only neighbor that we have is blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Look, those was all neighbors from Locust to School Street. All neighbors. Who's your neighbor? Who's your next door neighbor? Huh? A black, a Hispanic, a Native American Indian. If you walk down the hill from Locust, you're looking around, those are only neighbors. And it's not by accident that blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians are together all the time. Are together all the time. We're always together. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are together all the time. We see each other, we meet each other. That's what we do. But we're going to follow behind our oppressor, huh? We're going to bear grudges. We're going to avenge. Instead of doing what was the last one? Love what?
But thou shalt love thy enemy as thyself.
Oh, wait, Salaki. So it said, but thou shalt love thy neighbor, Salaki.
Love thy neighbor as thyself, Salaki.
Yeah, love thy neighbor as thyself. And then what was the last sentence?
I am the Most High.
I am what?
The Most High.
I am. Say that again.
I am the Most High.
This is the Most High God talking to the, you know what I'm saying, the 12 tribes of Israel. They talking to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, which is, you know what I'm saying? We are the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we are. No bearing no grudges. But, sorry, Salaki, sir. And if I may, nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing underneath the sun is new. We was doing it back then. We was holding grudges, avenging, looking at these other nations and following behind these other nations. We was doing that back then. Back then. That's what we was doing. Then Yahushua came on the scene. And he tried to show, and he was teaching brotherhood, sisterhood. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. That's what he's doing. And Salaki. So let me get John chapter 13, verse 34. Because even back then, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, who are the Israelites of this Bible, we was hard-headed back then.
John 18?
No, 13 and 34. We was hard-headed back then. And Yahushua came on the scene. And he was teaching us brotherhood and sisterhood and so on and so forth. Because we was holding grudges. We wasn't reconciling our differences. You know where you can reconcile our differences for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? You know where we do that? On August 28th, Sunday at Marcus Garvey Park, Isupk barbecue. We are throwing our barbecue, our annual barbecue. We throwing our annual barbecue. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians could come to that barbecue. That's only a family affair. It's a family affair.
Salaki, give me 2 seconds.
It's a family affair. And that's where we can iron out our differences. If you're a blood or a crip or any type of gang affiliation, come there. You come in peace. You come, eat some food, enjoy the scenery, because it will be a safe place, a holy place, a Kodash place for us. It'd be a holy place for us. And then any differences, we can iron it out right there. That's our place. That's our safe place. It's a family affair. August 28th, Marcus Garvey Park. It starts about like 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. And it's for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, because that will be our safe place. A place that you don't have to do no revenge. A place that you don't have to hold no grudges. A place that you can show your neighbor love. What's in our life? It's a place that we could go so we can live up to being God's chosen people. We can live up to this. We don't have to look over our shoulder. That would be the safest place. That in the whole world, that would be the most safest place that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians could be. At Marcus Garvey Park. On August 28th. Come and break bread with your brethren. Come and break bread with your brethren.
Yeah. Mind if I got that in my pocket?
Come. And there won't be no holding grudges, but we will love our neighbor as thyself. Because, and you know what I'm saying, during that barbecue, that's all you're going to see is blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians loving their brother as thyself, loving their neighbor. Because the only neighbor that we have is ourselves. Is ourselves. Is ourselves. That would be our safe place. That would be our separation. I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about physical separation. I'm talking about spiritual separation. Not to go, you know what I'm saying? Not heeding to the philosophy of our oppressor. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Who are, you know what I'm saying? Who are the people of this book. We don't have to do it no more. We don't have to do it. So on August 28th, Marcus Garvey Park in Harlem, New York, it will be a safe place for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. As you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what gang you're in. It matters that you come and break bread with your brethren. And then any issues that you have, we can iron them out. And once you leave out that barbecue, you would know that you don't have to look over your shoulder anymore. It's a safe place for us to iron out our differences. That's what it should supposed to happen. That's how we can separate ourselves from thy enemy and take heed to a friend. Right. Take heed to a friend. Show a friend approval. No, I still got one. Tom. We can show it. We can show, you know what I'm saying? We could become a friend to each other. We could do that. And the only way for you to become a friend to each other, you have to be taught again. You have to take off all that gunk that's on your brain and be washed. Right. And come on August 28th. I'm inviting whosoever. You know I can say it like that, right, sir? Yeah. They know where we stand. Right. Whosoever could come to the August 28th Isupk barbecue. Whosoever. That's what we could do. Whosoever, yes, sir.
Whoever want to come to the racist cookout can come to the racist cookout. I hope you're smart enough to know.
Because there won't be no mistake. And we let you know. You could come in if you married to a so-called oppressor. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
The oppressor can't come in.
Can't come in, but you can. But you can. So I'm letting you know, blacks is because it would be a family affair. It would be a family affair. It would be a family ironing out their differences. A family who's laughing with each other. Who's laughing with each other. That's what we need. We need a safe place. You know what I mean? We need a safe place. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's what we need. Barbara Shaw, if I can you read John 13 and 34? Because even back then, in the Bible time, in Jesus' time, our brothers and sisters was going off. Our brothers and sisters was going off. We was doing that back then. Can you read that, Barbara Shaw, John?
34. A new commandment I give unto you.
Now this is read the entire.
That ye love one another as I have loved you. That ye also love one another.
All right. So start that from the top, sir. Just start from the top.
John, a new commandment I give unto you.
So no, this is Jesus talking to his brothers and sisters. This is Jesus talking to his brothers and sisters. He said, a new commandment that I give to you. Because, and guess what? This is not a new commandment. This is not a new commandment. But by us going off, by us holding grudges, by us revenging, by us killing each other, it seemed like new. But I read in Ecclesiastes, way before, you know what I'm saying, Jesus Christ, Yahweh in the Hebrew, they say, love thy neighbor as thyself. Don't suffer sin, you know what I'm saying? Don't suffer sin upon your brother. So it said a new commandment. That's what Christ was saying. A new commandment that he gave to us. Unto you. So it's a new commandment. I give unto you that ye love. What is love according to the Bible? What is love? Following the Lord's statutes and commandments. Thou shalt not avenge, nor hold any grudge against our people.
Right.
That's love. That's love. That's love right there. That ye love one another. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That we have to learn how to love one another. Follow these law, statute, commandments will teach us how to love. Because we don't know how to love. We think love is some hubby-dubby. You know what I'm saying? Love is anything according to our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? You could be filthy. Our oppressor saying love is like, you know what I'm saying? Love, it could be anything. Anything you want. I love money. You know what I'm saying? Another woman can love another woman. A man can love another man. A man can love a dog. You know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff. That's what our oppressor get down. You know what I'm saying? He's the author of confusion. But according to the Bible, it's straight flat, straight one west, hard body one west. This is how you love God, that you follow His law, statutes, and commandments, and His commandments not grievous. And it says right here in John 13 and 34, a new commandment, which wasn't new, but it was new because the brothers and sisters had to rehear it. I gave unto you, that ye shall love one another, as I have loved you, as I have loved you. So he's telling you, I love my people. He's showing them love. He's showing them brotherhood. He's showing them how to become a brother, how to become a sister. He's showing them this, that ye, you know what I'm saying? And he did the most incredible love. That ye love one another as I love you. That ye also, you also, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you also love one another. That's a commandment. That's a commandment. Who taught you? Did anybody taught you that in the Christian church? The Catholic church, the Muslim mosque, or any type of filthy local church that you was at? Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians? Oh, no, we don't have to follow commandments because we're not these people, so I can do anything I want to do.
Right.
I could be a grown man, get up tomorrow, and I could be more woman than my mother. I could do that. Yes, sir.
And one thing I never really kind of understood about that, like, how does being a Jew stop me from keeping the law? Like, I don't, like, meaning, like, people look at it and say, oh, well, that's what they're supposed to do, but y'all follow a Jew, like, y'all follow a Jew. Like, y'all go around calling yourselves spiritual Jews. Technically spiritual Israelites, but like, I don't, y'all spiritual Israelites that don't have to do anything Israelites do.
And they're going to get into the kingdom. Yeah, and this.
And y'all, Selassie, before you even, let's put it better. Don't even say the kingdom. You believe you are a spiritual Israelite. You're not a physical Israelite. You do not come from Israel, but you believe you are a spiritual Israelite, even though you do not inhabit the spirit of Israel. And somehow you think you are entitled to the inheritance of Israel.
That's exactly what they think. And it doesn't make any sense. You know why it don't make no sense?
Why does it not?
Because we know. Yeah. Why? Yeah. Oh well, it's gonna always be that. That's the thing, the great deceiver. And guess what? Because we depressed. Because we don't want to look at our, you know what I'm saying, our cause. We don't want no breakthrough. You understand? We don't want to look at our affliction. We don't want to look at it. We put up blinders. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's telling us we could be better than who we are right now. And we don't want to do that. Because we learn helplessness, sir. We learn helplessness. We remember for centuries we've been telling our oppressor, I apologize because you hurt your fist on my face. Because you hurt your fist on my face. That's how long we've been saying that. And we normalize that behavior. That's the reason why we can sell drugs to pregnant women. That's the reason why. But you got what Christ said. This is a new commandment because we was doing it back then. We were stiff-necked back then. We were stiff-necked back then.
That's so evil.
And that's what we was doing. And then, oh, go ahead, sir.
If I may, this is so evil because this really came to my mind. Like, honestly, the truth is, like, the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was hijacked by our oppressor and our enemies. And as I just saw today with that whole clubhouse shit, you got Salakia for cursing. These homosexuals up in the what's called accent, can they be gay and Christian? Right? What's called the reason I bring that up is because they hijacked this. They hijacked Christianity just like they hijacked civil rights. Right. And that's all it is. It's a way for them to take a black, because all civil rights is, we have a black struggle. We have something that we've been what's called, and we're going to persevere and fight to get through it. And that's the truth in a nutshell. But now you got these heathens that want to come on and tie themselves to the movement because they think they can get some reward out of it.
That's right. That's right. Throughout it, sir.
Okay.
I truly appreciate that. And you're right about that. So, you know, so and that's how bad and beat down into powder that we are.
Right.
Because we putting on this philosophy.
Right.
Who told you you're going to walk around, you know what I'm saying, walk, you know what I'm saying? Who told you that it's okay for another man to sleep with another man? Who told you that?
Right.
Who told you that? Huh? Where did we learn this behavior from?
Right.
We're a whole new, you know what I'm saying, whole different nation away from our oppressor. Where did we learn this from?
Right.
Huh? We don't even know who we are.
Right.
And we taking on their philosophy.
Right.
This is what happened. So that even back then, Yahweh Shah was saying this is a new commandment, which is an old commandment because we wasn't following the commandments.
Right.
He had to say it's new. It's not new. That you love one another the way I love you.
That was real.
But we have to be retaught.
Right.
We have the priests and prophets of the Isupk. The priests and prophets of the Isupk. Commander General Yohana, who's in the head of the Isupk. He had to come, you know what I'm saying? He helped us come to the greeting that, hey, this is a new commitment because we're not following it. He had to, you know what I'm saying? We still saying it to this day. It's not new. It's not new. And everybody says it's common sense. No, it's not common sense. It's not common sense. You got to be taught this. You got to be taught this. And then you can wake up, then you can be going, oh, boom, I'm going to love my brother as thyself. Right. It's just a certain, you know what I mean? People, this is a certain, you know what I mean, law that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We just know that it's right to do. Okay, you know it's right to do, but who's going to stop you from? Who's stopping you from doing it? You.
Right. Here's the thing about all that crap, like you know, Shaq. That's you. That's you. Like that doesn't stop every like. Okay, and even not even just you. That's you. In that specific situation. Like I bet you don't. I bet you do believe stealing is wrong until you believe you were robbed. Then you can steal from that person. Then you can get what's called when their wife is upset and you have a chance to sleep with her. You don't think that's cheating or that's adultery. That's right, because he's not doing his job. He cheated.
right.
And that's what it's all about. You are right in your eyes.
That you was right in your eyes. And go ahead, son.
And then another one, Christians try to say, well, we all know the law. Clearly we don't. We all know what's right and wrong. We don't necessarily need the law. Clearly we don't. That's the criminal justice system.
Mm-hmm.
The criminal justice system is full of rapists because we all know right from wrong. The criminal justice system is full of murderers because we all know right from wrong. And the most important one, our brother Jesus Christ had to die on the cross for rapists and murderers. Because nobody was raping and murdering during the times of Jesus when you were literally killed for it. That wasn't happening. So Jesus just died for nothing. So what does that tell us? Clearly, we as a people have to be taught right from wrong.
And you know what I'm saying, and it have to be, you know what I'm saying, it have to be not only taught, like conditioned
Right.
to do right. And because you know the reason why, you know what I'm saying, the men and I should became doing the Lord's statute commandments, because we feared the Most High God.
Right.
Because we love the Most High God. If we love Him, we keep His commandments. That's what we do. Because we're showing love, we're showing it. And we do, you know what I'm saying? We're not holding no grudges. We're not avenging against our own brother. You know what I'm saying? We loving our neighbor as thyself.
That's right.
That's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. We follow behind, you know what I'm saying, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai with an example of we can keep the Lord's statutes and commandments.
Right.
Yahweh Shai with an example that we can show brotherhood. We can show love. We can become a friend. A friend. A lot of people use these words, but they don't know the definition of these words according to the Bible. And I'm only talking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians who could come to the barbecue on August 28th. And the only thing that you have to bring is an appetite. That's it. That's it. That's what you have to bring. It's an appetite. And it will be a safe place where you can eat and drink and enjoy music. In this, you know what I'm saying, in this filthiness kingdom. In this filthiness kingdom. That's what Isupk is teaching. Is at Marcus Garvey Park on August 28th. You know what I'm saying? Festivities starts about at 12 o'clock. Well, what is it, 12 to 7?
It sounds like 12 until.
Yeah, 12 until.
We usually try to get there.
So come, you know what I'm saying? Come and be around the brotherhood. Bring around the sisterhood. Bring around the priests and prophets who follow the Lord's statute commandment, who follow Christ. Who follow Christ. Who follow Christ. Youngers, Locust, School Street, Whitney Young, Cottage, Slowbombs, Elm Street. What are we going to do? We want to continue doing this filthiness? Continue killing our brothers and sisters? Innocent people? Running them up because we don't know how to iron out our differences? We are God's chosen people. We're being punished. We're being punished. Slocky. So can you pull
Most time Christ also Shalom said great class.
throughout Shalom, Yahbashim Yashar Rakatah. Let me get this scripture, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. So it's even Christ came on the scene, and he was a perfect man. And he was an example that we can show brotherhood, we can show sisterhood. We can show the definition of love.
You said what now?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
28?
We could do that because we have the perfect example. We're looking at our brother who's right there in front of us, following the Lord's statute commandments, being a brother to one, you know what I'm saying, being a brothers, being a brother. Going to this Bible, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. Did your local Christian church have taught you what's the definition of a friend according to this Bible? Hmm? No. No. What you could do is what is the new website? What is it? Isupk.
I was on. Hold up 1 second. I think I accidentally messed you up for jammed you up for something. You good? You should be live right now. I'm about to double check.
Come.
Yeah, because I pressed the back button for you for one.
No, it's okay.
You still good? You good now? But are you checking yourself or not?
Yeah, I'm checking myself. I ain't never hit the button myself.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go to this. I'm right here.
All right, I'm good. So blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, Salakians, you know what I'm saying? Little technical difficulties. But let me get back. So we got the brother. You know what I'm saying? We got most likely he was a brother. But he was in Locust. He ended up going to School Street or whatever, or something. There's some chain of events is going on. And 8 people got hit.
So you got it? Come. Come. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass.
So it shall come to pass. So this is what happened. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This happened to the Israelites. This happened to Israelites. We don't.
It shall come to pass if thou shalt not hearken diligently.
So if we should not listen to the Most High God, read on.
Hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
To do his what?
Do all his commandments.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to do what?
All his commandments.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to do what?
All his commandments.
Who are the 12 tribes of Israel? Who are the Israelites? Who are God's chosen people?
Right. All these curses shall come.
What? Say that again? All what?
All these curses.
All these what?
Curses.
Shooting.
Curses.
Drugs.
Curses.
Whoremongers.
Curses.
Whores.
Curses.
Addicts.
Curses.
Abortion.
Curses.
Being broke. Poor.
Curses.
Poverty.
Curses.
Killing.
Curses.
Murdering.
Curses.
Walking around like zombies.
Curses.
I don't care about anything.
Curses.
Molestation.
Curses.
Bullying.
Curses.
Being jumped.
Curses.
Being beat.
Curses.
Police brutality.
Curses.
We don't.
Shall come upon thee and
Shall do what?
come upon thee.
Go on.
And overtake thee.
Then do what?
Overtake thee.
These curses have overtaken us. These curses have overtaken. And you know what's a curse? You know what I'm saying? For God's chosen people? Because this is the Most High God brought this curse down because we want to be hard-headed. We want to be a Mexican. We want to be, you know what I'm saying, a so-called African American. We want to be Brazilian. We want to follow behind these other nations. We want to wear these other nations' clothing. We want to talk like these other nations. This is what we want to do. We want to do it the way these other nations do.
Right.
I want to follow behind this other nation. I want to be a man, wake up in the morning, cut off my rod, and say I'm more a woman than my mother, the one who gave birth to me. I want to be confused. So all these curses, all these punishment, because blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are being punished. Are being punished. Are being punished. That's what we're doing. We're being punished. And our oppressor had taught us that we are a different people. Our oppressor taught us this. He's saying that we're different. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, we different people. That's what he said. So we got our people walking around and say, yo, you know what I'm saying? Mexicans and blacks is different. But I'm trying to understand because you know what I'm saying. I'm not in the world no more. But why they always oppress? Why we always oppressed together? Huh? Why we always oppressed together? I don't get it. I don't remember one. I don't remember one. You know what I'm saying? So-called African American oppressing a Mexican. I don't remember that. I don't remember that we put them in slavery. I don't remember none of that. Did we do that? Now, and guess what? We believe that.
Right.
We don't believe the priests and prophets, you know what I'm saying? The priests and prophets of Isupk. We don't want to believe them.
Right.
But we want to believe the person who raped us yesterday. We want to believe the rapist.
Right.
The Mexicans want to believe the rapist. The so-called African Americans want to believe the rapist. The so-called Jamaicans, the so-called, you know what I'm saying, Dominicans, the so-called Brazilians want to believe the rapist, the sodomite, you know what I'm saying, that raped us. That raped us. We want to believe them. To say, oh, no, we are different people. We are different people. Now, with that hatred, all right, okay, we're different people. But what did a Brazilian did to a Mexican? What did a Dominican did to a Puerto Rican? What did they do? What did they do to, you know what I'm saying? What did a Dominican did to a Puerto Rican? Because they different race. They got to be different race. Because our oppressors say it. You know what I'm saying? The same person who said Jesus is white, that person. That person. Mary is white. Everybody's white in the Bible. Everybody. Everybody is white in the Bible. Hamites is white. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's white. The Egyptians is white. Everybody's white. Tell me if I'm lying. That's what I was saying before. Yo, where's those Bibles from the 90s and 2000s? I remember all white. You know what I'm saying? They had the pictures and everything. And still to this day, they still promote Jesus is white.
Right.
They're a bunch of liars, but we know Jesus is not white. We know this. But we want to put on that cloth. We want to close our eyes. And the more we close our eyes, then guess what? The more we're going to kill our brothers and sisters.
Right.
The more that we're going to look around and don't have brotherhood and sisterhood. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So Christ came on the scene and said, yo, this is a new commandment, because he's looking around and he's seeing brothers and sisters killing each other. He's seeing brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, killing each other in locusts. He's seeing brothers and sisters getting shot in School Street. And he's like, yo, listen up, brothers. This is a new commandment. We need to stop this. It's something new. What is this? That you love one another. We know about it, but we have not been practicing it. We have to be reminded of this stuff. We have to be reminded, because everything that I'm saying to you is brand new. Everything that the Isupk since 1969, we're saying that this is all brand new. You do not know how to be a brother. You do not know how to be a sister. You do not know how to be a father. You don't know how to be a mother. You don't know. We don't know. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American. In this, guess who our template of how to be a brother, how to be a sister, how to be a father, how to be a mother. Guess who our template? Guess who's our template? The rapist. The rapist is going to teach us this. The rapist, the liar, the murderer. He's going to teach us this stuff. So he's going to teach us this stuff. And we're just going to pull up a chair, because we've been destroyed, and take heed. And start killing up, and start shooting our brothers up in Locust, 77 Locust, over there by the park, over there by King's School. That's what we're going to do. Then run back down there, you know what I'm saying, over, you know what I'm saying, across Chicken Island, and run up into School Street and start shooting over there. Because we want to follow behind this oppressor, the liar. Some brother stepped on your sneakers. That lock you up and you got a little lumped up. Y'all know how y'all doing differences? Like I said, the differences could be ironed out. We are God's chosen people. And if we didn't want to follow behind the law, statutes, and commandments, and these curses came upon us. These curses did. These punishments, and we're being punished because we don't want to follow the Lord you know what I'm saying, law, statute, commandments. We don't want to follow the Most High God. And we're being punished. We're being punished. It's time to come back and get your heritage back. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. We are the Israelites. There's only 18 nations in the Bible. Only 18. What nation are you?
Right.
What nation are you, Puerto Rican? Mexican? What nation are you? You believe the Bible. I believe the Bible. What nation in the Bible are you?
Right.
Mexicans? Colombians? What nations are you?
Right.
In the Bible, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody believes in the Bible. What nation are you in the Bible? I need to know this. If anybody in the chat who's listening to this class, anybody in the chat who's, you know what I'm saying, who's Dominican, I want to know what nation are you in the Bible? Huh? When you know what I'm saying? What nation that God calls you in the Bible, according to the Bible? What nation do he call you? How do you know that, you know what I'm saying? When these so-called, you know what I'm saying, our Christian brothers and sisters, they're being called up, who name are the Most High God's calling them by? Who name? The government? Yo, Jonathan.
Well,
that's a European name.
Yeah, technically that's Hebrew.
So I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, John. John. Care about you, man.
You know what I mean?
Name is not Billy.
Yeah, Billy. Yo, Billy.
Billy Bob.
Yo, Ty.
Right.
Tyrone. Yo, Tyrone. Yo, I got it. I'm the Most High God, Tyrone.
Huh?
No,
right.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He gonna call you by, you know what I'm saying? Another nation's name? Come on, Blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indians. I know. I'm there with you. We are together. We are together. We need to separate. And just this one time that we could do this one time that we can have a safe place on August 28th at Marcus Garden Park. This one time that we can separate from thy enemy and heed to a friend. And we can start healing right there. We can start healing right there. But you know what I mean? But we want to be hard-headed. And these curses is coming upon us and overtaking us. So this, you know what I'm saying? So this happened. Let me get Proverbs chapter 16, verse 29. This is what happens. Because now, you know what I'm saying? Now we follow our person. Now we want to do what we want to do. We're not looking towards our neighbor as, like, you know what I'm saying, as somebody we can respect, as somebody we can love, because the Lord, love according to the Bible is following the Lord's statute commandments. Who, you know what I'm saying?
29?
Huh? 16 and 29.
John.
Right, sir.
It is Proverbs 16 and 29. A violent man entices his neighbor and leadeth him into the way that is not good.
All right, read from the top, sir.
A violent man.
A what?
A violent man.
A violent man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, how did we become violent? How did we become violent? Like what pressure got on us so we become violent? So we could walk, so we could run up and down Locust Hill, up and down School Street, and shoot each other. How do we become violent? By following the philosophy of our oppressor. Can you read on this one?
God. Enticeth his neighbor.
And do what?
Enticeth his neighbor.
So a violent man entices his neighbor. Now,
right.
What do the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians do? You know what I'm saying? Because, oh man, you know what I mean? Homeboy down the block, I got beef with it, so let me call my mans up and let's run on this dude. Let's entice my neighbor. So let's entice him with violence. Because he's violent. how did we become violent? Hmm? How did we become violent? We don't.
And leadeth him into the way that is not good.
And what? The violent man did what?
And leadeth him into the way that is not good.
Lead him to the way that is not good. So he enticed his friend. He's saying this to his friend, yo, you know what I'm saying? No, that dude, you know what I'm saying, step on my sneakers. Or that kid, you know what I'm saying, that kid disrespect me. Who was it? You know who with them. Oh yeah, man, I had a little beef with him too. They enticed it, that demon was out. Then guess what happened? He enticed his neighbor and leaded them into the ways that is not good.
Right.
Leading them to the ways that, let's shoot up Locust Hill. Let's shoot 8 people. After when we do that, let's go down to School Street and shoot some more people. Let's shoot some more brothers. Let's shoot some more neighbors. Because the only neighbors that blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indians have is blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indians. So-called niggers, spick, wetbacks, and redskins. That's who we are. Let me go kill some more niggers. Let me go kill some more spicks. Let me go kill some more wetbacks. Let me go kill them. And guess what? Nothing gonna happen. Oh, yeah, you're gonna go to jail.
Right.
Of course you're gonna go to jail. But it's business as usual because in this kingdom, that's what they want us to do. That's exactly what they want us to do. Instead of us, separate ourselves from thy enemy. Spiritually. We don't follow their ways. Let them take the drugs. Let them abort their babies. Abort their babies. Let them kill each other.
Right.
Let them walk around. Let their women walk around like whores. Let them sell drugs to their pregnant sister and mother. Let them other nations do that. While we over here separated and healing from what they did to us. Let them be that. Let them be that. And the only thing we have to be is God's chosen people, because we are God's chosen people. And we following the Lord's statute commandment, and we showing our brother, you know what I mean? We showing the Most High God that we love him because we keep his commandments, and we ain't holding no grudges, we're doing no revenge, and we iron out our differences. Let our oppressor have a difference with his neighbor, kill his neighbor. Let him do that. While we have a difference with our neighbor, and we iron out our differences. And drink some strong after we iron them out. Let us do that, blacks, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. There's no beef between blacks and Mexicans. Where that beef come from? Huh? I see nothing but blacks and Mexicans on the highway selling water.
Right.
I guess the blacks told the Mexicans they didn't allow in this country. I guess that's what we did. We must have did that. I guess that's the reason why they mad at us.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Realistic. You know the reason why there's differences there, because we learning the behavior from our slave master. You know what I mean? We learn, and we don't know how to be a brother, how to be a friend to one another. We just look toward our slave master and we're just gonna follow suit. But guess what? We follow the Lord's statute commandments. We could sit down with our Mexican brothers and sisters and iron out our differences and realize that we ain't different at all. Because since 1969, Isupk is teaching blacks and Hispanic and Native American Indians, we are God's chosen. God's chosen. Proud of that. And we have a law. Our law is not to hurt each other at all. Our law, if a brother trespasses against you, you go to him and learn and iron it out. And drink some good strong after that. Some good strong. You know what I'm saying? Some damn good strong. And enjoy each other's company and help each other out. And show love. Love is an action word. Be a friend. Salakia. So let me get John chapter 15, verse 13. be my last one.
Is your last one?
This will be my last one. So I'm gonna tell you the definition of friend because no great, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what Yahweh is. He's a friend to the Israelite because he is an Israelite. He's a friend to his brother. He knows the definition of a brother according to the Bible. We don't. We don't. Can you read that if you have it, sir?
John
15.
13 and 13, yeah, time. Greater love hath no man than this.
Greater love. What is love? You know what I'm saying? What is love? Loving the Most High God is following His law, statutes, commandments. That's love. Every time you hear love, thinking about we following the law, statute, commandments. If we loving God, if we love God, we follow His law, statute, commandments. We don't.
That a man laid down his life for his friends.
What?
A man laid down his life.
A man laid down his life.
For his friends.
For his what?
Friends.
No greater love than this, that a man laid down his life for his friend. That's a friend. That's the definition of love and friend.
Right.
And what the Most High, and what Yahweh did, he laid down his life for blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians. That's a friend right there. Now you think a friend, you're going to shoot up locusts, you're going to shoot up on School Street, and if you're doing, you know what I'm saying, if it's two people and they're doing together, you think those are his friends? No, when you turn your back, you're gonna knock down your wife. He's gonna sell drugs to your daughter. That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. If one of them get caught, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is that again, too?
He's snitching.
All day long. And if he's the person that's not snitching and letting, you know what I'm saying, and don't snitch, guess what the dude, you know what I'm saying, that they did, you know what I'm saying, that they did the deal with? Guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna knock down his girl.
Yeah.
He's gonna knock down his wife. He probably knocked down his daughter. His young daughter. That's what he probably do. Try to become a father figure. No, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what he learned? He learned from our oppressor. That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. We have the best example in the world, Yahweh. He showed us how to keep the commandment. He showed us how to be a brother. He showed us how to love God. He showed us how to be a friend. Can you read that from the top of the show?
Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
That a man laid no greater love than this, that a man laid down his life for his friend. And we don't do it in vain. We do it because we love each other. Because we follow, the reason why we love, because we love the Most High God. And that's it, following the law, statute, commandments. We have a moral compass. This is what we do. This is how you can show brotherhood. This is how you can show sisterhood. This is how, you know, then this is how you can show fatherhood and motherhood. This is it right here. This is it right here. Yes, sir. Stop.
Counsel, continue.
This is it right here. The law, statutes, and commandments. It's love.
Right.
It's love.
If I may.
Yes, sir.
I just something on the topic of brotherhood. This is the brotherhood class. This scripture is really one of the quintessential cuts for a very big misconception. Because they think a pair of brothers, not physical brothers, but spiritual brothers, were homosexuals. And that's not the case in this scripture, really. Because people go in the Old Testament and see what the Bible says. David loved Jonathan. And David's love for Jonathan surpassed the love of a woman. But I'm going to read this again, and this is what Christians and nobody really understands. Greater love hath no man than this. Meaning this love that he's about to mention extends the love of a parent, extends the love of a child, extends the love of a literal sibling, extends the love of a wife. That a man laid down his life for his friends. And a homosexual will never understand that because their whole life is about destroying the next man. But like the thing about it is that they don't understand is that David and Jonathan were war comrades. They actually went out to war. And if you know anything about Israel during that time, we didn't even have access to metal. We were the underdogs, Saul's whole reign. So they were going into situations, basically staring death in the face. And there would be instances, Jonathan might be outnumbered, and David's on one side of the ravine, and then David's outnumbered, and Jonathan's on the other side of the ravine. Both instances, both those brothers said, I will die with my brother. Rather than go to his wife, then go to his parents, then go to his child, and say, I'm sorry, niece, I'm sorry, nephew, I'm sorry, auntie, I'm sorry, sister-in-law. I did not protect your husband. Now you are now an orphan, a widow, or childless. I'll give my life so that y'all can have your son back.
Right.
And Christ is saying here, no man has a greater love than a man who will actually sit there and say, I love your mother. I'll give your mother more love than I'm about to give mine, because I'll make my mother a widow. I'll make my mother and my childless and my wife a widow, so that your family goes through none of it.
That's right.
And that's David and Jonathan. And that's what's called, basically, that scripture in a nutshell.
That's it. And that's it right here. That's brotherhood. That's sisterhood right there. That's that all in a nutshell right there. And that's why you need to come to Isupk. Or go to, what is it, isupk.org now?
I think it is .org.
Yeah, go to isupk.org, scroll down, look for the number that's close to you in your location, and get into class. You know what I'm saying? And get that brainwashed from all them 100 years of the gunk, and understand what a friend is, what love is. You know what I'm saying? What's being God's chosen people, because that's who we are to the Bible. And say this to yourself, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. What nation are you, according to the Bible?
Right.
What nation are you, according to the Bible? That's it. What nation are you, according to the Bible? So, I'm Priest and Officer Barataza out of Yonkers, New York. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahshua, to the brother. Shalom, Shema Adam, Shem Yahshua, to the sisters. And I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Abaya.
You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Barakah to the Barakah to the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba'ashem Yahshua to the sisters. Shalom.